35,000 initially. Should be a nice ride down, a few bumps here and there. Get you an update on that weather in the town. Once we get closer, other than that, continue to sit back, relax, enjoy it.
Items including laptops and devices of similar type will landed.
Welcome to Puerto Rico, also known as the Rich Port, or better yet, the Motherland.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico stands tall.
After the Hurricane Maria.
I'm not sure if it's a Latino thing or if it's common on most flights, but every time the plane lands in Puerto Rico, it's almost like an unspoken tradition for most people to start clapping as a sign of relief.
Maria left us a lot of creation, a lot of artists, a lot of refreshing. Maria was like a fresh breeze.
It was a boost for creativity.
Then it grew, it became like a new generation of artists. So Maria was the explosion of every emotion in creativity, in pain creativity, in heart and soul.
Artists, for example, tried to convey the message in their paintings, and especially with positive messages like Puerto Rico stands tall. We're getting through this, you know. Hurricane Maria was something that hit us very hard. For everybody, people had to reinvent themselves, do different stuff, and especially artists, because we are so used to the fast life, like being on our phones, going to our job, doing the regular stuff. Some people actually took time for themselves, and you know how like old times where there was no phones or anything, like they took time to write.
In Puerto Rico, we have a lot of people. They make food trucks, clothes, and help the other people, the people who needs. They take food to those people, and we learn to have more unity between the neighbor.
With the Hurricane Maria, did I start collecting all the wood from the street and everything that I found around me, and I start collecting and creating stuff with my clay and the wood, because I don't know where the electricity is gonna come. And
we Puerto Ricans are very proud people, and especially when we see our flag posted anywhere. It could be in China, Japan, or in Puerto Rico. At every corner you could see a flag, because we're very proud of it.
The island and the people have suffered a lot after Hurricane Maria struck in the summer of 2017. And as soon as you step foot on the soil and the dirt of the motherland, you can feel instantaneously the weariness that surrounds the old wooden antique homes and the businesses destroyed from the storm. And I also notice the locals operating as if it were a normal day for them. Mostly because they're accustomed to working as a collective unit, and they understand overall how to preserve energy on a daily basis. And due to the living conditions and the environment that comes with residing in an island, your daily activities start to become second nature to survive and preserve as much as you can.
Alimento para las matas.
Unfortunately, the island tends to lose electricity from time to time, but most local residents are prepared with emergency generators and extra water tanks that are stored outside or on top of the roofs.
We use all the water we had in the tank but that time, and we need to find more water to fill the tank again. So we went to some places, different places to get water to fill the tank. I live with my husband, and we don't need too much water like other people that have big families. We manage. When rains, I take the water from the rains, so I use it to wash the clothes and wash the dishes, and I save good water to cook. Because we have a lot of water, a lot of light, we think we're gonna live like that, but sometimes we're gonna happen things like Maria, like the hurricane. We have to learn to save everything, light, water, food, because we don't know what's gonna happen again. We learn to have more unity between the neighbor and the people who need our help. What happened with Maria, it wasn't good. Ningún país, but we learned with that to be more sensitive, more kind with the people, to help, to share we have with other peoples. We learn a lot. Oh, my name is Carmen Camacho.
Immediately, you can feel that the spirit of Puerto Rico has never died out. Creativity and art has been displayed all around the island, from the community and the local artists, in hopes of restoring its faith. Most of the Puerto Rican people that were born and raised on the island have relocated to other parts of the United States due to the lack of support or resources provided by the government. And unfortunately, after the storm, the house market dropped, which became a good time to invest or buy property on the island. And as I walk around different parts of the neighborhood, I can't help to notice how many for rent or sale signs there are in front of closed businesses and homes. But the remainder of the people that refuse to leave their island seem to be making ends meet by naturally hustling to provide for their families.
One way to live, he sells water, sometimes sells fruits, bananas, here in the La Luce.
Pacho Flora, coconut ice cream.
No, yo vendo bebida, el de las empanadas anda por ahí, no sé dónde esté.
Hay de coco, de piña,
No,
de
dámelo de
mantecado,
De uva.
de uva, de fruta.
Aquí hay cerveza, refresco y agua.
What happened with Maria, it wasn't good. We learned a lot. share. Some people made the food, some clothes and handcraft.
One of the things that I value the most from my island is the sense of accomplishment and pride that comes with having an idea to create something from scratch. You can never underestimate the power of thoughts and imagination. And most importantly, you can never ignore any idea to create that comes to mind. It truly is a priceless feeling to see your individual creation manifest itself into physical existence. And nowadays, most people are spoiled from the use of the internet and using shipping services that deliver from all around the world with a click of a button. And there are many ways to survive, and creativity is just one of many ways the locals turn cash into pure profit. And not only art can provide for their family financially, but others just create for the love and the passion. After Hurricane Maria, there has been a major boom in creativity. This is one of many ways on how people coped to keep up with their morality and their spirits in Puerto Rico.
There are more people like creating and being creative after the Hurricane Maria. They had to reinvent themselves, do something new, especially artists, which they actually had time. We are so used to the fast life, so they go out to the street and hustle with something different. It's something that really bring the greatest part of ourselves. Yes, actually, people have been coping with art and creativity after Hurricane Maria. So, my name is John Marcos Corraliza Valedon. I'm from Carolina, Puerto Rico, born and raised. Well, what made me decide to sell my art on the beach first is that the beach is one of my favorite places to be. At first, I didn't know what to do. Like, I never tried actually like selling art or visualize myself as an artist. So it was kind of hard. At the first moment I started like drawing, I saw I did have good creativity for it, and it all went good, and that's just how it started. And I saw the good feedback from people, and that's why I decided this is what I am actually going to do, creating my character as well. That it's actually like a funny part. I like to draw a lot of cartoons, and then I like, since I was young, I was always like drawing the teacher or drawing my friends, like, oh, look at that, this looks like you, man. Nice to laugh around, have a joke. My characters, the yellow ones you're gonna see on the boards, he liked it. He was supposed to be like this demon type of thing, like having wings and with the horns and all that. He had like this rock star outfit, and I like, it seemed so funny to me, and I really liked it. And I said, like, you know, this is original. I think this is gonna be my main character. There is a huge art culture in Puerto Rico. You can see a lot of artists, from artisans, like canvas painters, like actual real artists that are dedicated to big paintings, muralists, graffiti artists. So it's something that it's blooming right now in Puerto Rico. Yes, there are more people creative after the hurricane, with more creativity, doing something different. Hurricane Maria was something that hit us hard, and people actually had to reinvent themselves, do something different, especially for artists and people who like to write and do art stuff related to art. Some people actually didn't took time for themselves. And you know how, like old times where there was no phones or anything, like people had to go out and see their neighbors, or had their time, like instead of being on the phone, like they took time to write. You know, artists, for example, try to convey the message in their paintings, and especially with positive messages like Puerto Rico stands tall. We're getting through this, you know. So yeah, creativity. It was a boost, like a boost for creativity in Puerto Rico. A lot of people, local artists, started making like merchandise with drawings, like to inspire people from here. People that had to reinvent themselves, like go out to the street and hustle with something different. Like maybe the people that work with digital art probably did some handmade art, stuff that they really had to actually put some work with the hands, with like to take time with it, you know. And for me, like myself, while struggling through Maria, it was the time that all these things popped in my head and started drawing. Because I used to have only two boards, the one with the octopus you're gonna see, and the other yellow character sliding down on the fish board. So people really did cope with art and what they really enjoyed doing, I guess. This is something I did from scratch, all of them. I didn't even like sketch them. I used to have some drawings as an idea, as like the base of it, like doodled in my notebooks and all that. And seeing something that I didn't even thought of it, and I just did it, and people actually liked it, and some people like actually call and say, yo, you're doing good, I love your art. This project, for example, this is something I never thought of, and like to see people actually care about and motivate you to do something that you did from scratch, you never thought of it, and you see it prosper, it's actually a great feeling. Like it's fulfilling. You feel like you're actually doing something worth it. Everything is done by a feeling, you know. When I see people enjoy it and see their reaction, like, wow, you really did that, like by hand. Because sometimes myself, I doubt myself. Sometimes I just watch my boards and I go like, are they really that good? And I actually put the time and effort and finish one of them, and I see, yo, like, I really did that. You know, it's really fulfilling. You feel love, you feel happiness, you feel, I don't know, you feel everything. It's like a mix of emotions, like, yo, you actually develop like this love for your art, like for who you are, and you kind of like identify with it. And to see people like identify with it too, you feel like you're connecting with others. So it's a great feeling. So everything is like based on ideas. To bring something new, like something you could actually feel like you're changing, even if it sounds that's really stupid, as long as you think your idea is good and you think it could work, it will be unique. Because, and as long as it's not a copy, right? It comes out of your mind. So everyone has ideas, but like making people actually believe in it, that's something unique, you know. Do whatever you love. This is something I'm starting out now. I've had my boards in my room for like a year and a half, probably two, thinking about what the heck I'm gonna do with it. Or, you know, as long as you feel happy and comfortable doing what you love, no matter what it is, it could be the kitchen, it could be music, it could be, I don't know, whatever you like. Just put the time and effort and be consistent. Like, it might not pay off tomorrow or in a day, in a week, in a month. It might take years. It's all a process. Keep working, do what you love. Like, take time to do what you actually love and enjoy doing, because that's the things that are gonna really fulfill you and make you happy. Don't get misled or confused by what people say. If you enjoy something, just put your heart to it. Do whatever you gotta do to make it happen, and be yourself. Like, that's what it's all about.
Pelo planchado y la combi de pink. Lleva camisa sagrado, Bolívar Team. Flow modelo, cartera, libutín. Si me permite, puedo ser tu delfín. Mucho gusto, un placer. Vente conmigo si sagrado quieres conocer. Bienvenido al bar azul. Me gusta, baby, cómo te queda el glamour. Pelo lacio, ojos color azul. Aroma fresco.
¡Puerto Rico! ¡Yo sé lo que son los encantos!
Despite the effects this hurricane may have caused the island and families, one thing that does not seem lost is the spirit of everyone to keep pushing forward, regardless of the circumstances. In times of a disaster is when most people come together and forces creativity from individuals to surface. Puerto Rico is using art in hopes of sending positive messages and restoring unity to different communities. I remember growing up as a kid, this particular neighborhood in Aguadilla, Vegas Hill, also known as Cerro Las Vegas, was known for people living in poverty. But now, it's slowly transitioning itself to an attraction center for local artists and for some tourists, which locals start to generate side cash by selling ices to visitors and holding art events during the weekends to support the community and, to support each other.
Y los de piña son buenos también, tienen cantitos de piña.
Dame dos de coco, por favor.
Dos de coco.
Ajá.
La gente viene, como está esto de los murales,
Nice.
pues vienen y yo los hice para vender.
That's good. It was amazing to see the creative ideas that the local artists express through art in hopes to restore the community spirit. It was a kid's idea to ask each owner for the permission to paint a colorful art piece on their property as part of a big art project for the community. Puerto Rico has learned to adapt and change with new ideas. The Puerto Rican people are resilient and strong. Most people seem to have their own unique ideas or creative outlook that usually ends up contributing to society in one way or another. The art of creativity is beginning to bloom and inspire others one piece at a time.
Hola, mi nombre es Harry Luis Santana Lamboy. Soy artesano. If I'm going to work with my culture, I had to create things out of my culture and know what my culture. And it was good because at the same time I discovered creating things from my culture in my Puerto Rico and all the colors of the Caribbean color. I knew in my depression when I found my art or when I found myself that I want to use vibrant color because vibrant color stimulate my feelings and my emotion, and at the same time I see the color of the Caribbean. That's what I see in Puerto Rico. I can create things that the tourists who come from my island, I can project the colors that I have in my soul that my island have through my art, and they appreciate that. And I think my contribution to the island with my art is educate the children and pass the art and pass my culture and educate them and teach them everything the rich of the culture of Puerto Rico. This is like unique pieces that I start making random because I have no power, and then that's what you create out of nothing. I think yes, I contribute to the island and to the people through my art, and I'm blessed. I just laugh when I see my smile because I don't have any idea what's going on. And I was studying my art and I turned the pieces in the back and it was made of pieces of wood that I took in the street. And when I go to the islands like Costa Rica or Mexico, I see the artisan in some areas that they are low income and poor areas, and how they make the art is so simple, and they make out of nothing, out of what the island provide or surround is provide, and that's why you see so many the same art in region. After Maria took me to that situation because when I see my art, my heart is squeezed a little bit because I see the art from the islands, and I was like, this is how I made the art. This is how I made it, and I made it out of the piece of wood because I had to create like an artist, and the soul of the artist still there, and that was the amaze for me. It was like, wow, my God, I'm created. I didn't have any idea how to do that, but now I know because I didn't have anything, and I create out of anything. And that's what for it made me more strong. Like, you are an artist. Maria teach me so much. This is from Hurricane Maria. I used the driftwood and everything. That was my creation out of the hurricane. I had to find how I'm gonna survive. With the pieces that I make from Maria, Maria bring me nails and wire chicken and hurricane-proof books like I call. And I start making nativity out of the houses that Maria tears apart and putting my culture inside and my 3 kings inside nativity, and use the wire chicken to put the bienvenidos and the nails. And then at the same time I start putting soul and heart in the piece. It was so novel, and at the same time so simple. And I make money out of that because people see what I was doing and expressing to the art. Maria bring a lot of stuff. Maria bring all the creation. Maria bring flag. Maria bring the Taino out of me. Maria bring the race out of me, because when we was Maria, I saw the island how it was before everything happened. All the hurricane who happened before us, I can tell how they feel when that happened because we was there. Look at this one. There's Sol de Jayuya. The art culture in Puerto Rico grew after Hurricane Maria. I think because it was so many things to release and so many angers, and all the new artists flow, and it's amazing how they just create through everything. And we grew and come like a new generation of artists. This new generation, they know a lot of things. Oh, they're amazing. They know more than me, and they have more the guy because they had the technology and they grew with that. But at the same time, the island grew with these young people that they create things for the hearts. It's nothing that they copy. That's what they're amazing. They create new things, and everybody's unique. Things that I didn't see when I was I didn't see among me, and I was by myself just creating. Now they get together and they show the soul through the art. That's what I see in the new generation. That's why it grows so much after Maria. And I start collecting and creating stuff with my clay and the wood because I don't know where the electricity is going to come. In the last clay that I have, I had to create something. When the clay is finished, I had to create something with another thing. And it was funny because it was about the clay, but at the same time, when I finished I have so many pieces that I made with the wood. Clay connect me with my soul, made me forget about everything around me, and it connect me at the same time with everything about me. Maria left us a lot of creation, a lot of artists, a lot of refreshing. Maria was like a fresh breeze. When I get the doubt, I go back to my roots. I start doing exactly what I enjoy in the very beginning, and then the doubt goes away and everything explodes, and then it comes something new, some creation. I'm like, really? That you have a doubt? Since I know that doubt, that is the first one that is hard, the other one you just flow. And I say, this is a process. I always promise myself that I'm not going to burn myself for something that I have to make money out of that. I'm doing that because I love it. I think that you have to follow what your heart is. You have to work in the process. Whatever it takes, you have to work because we have to make a living. It's like the living is simple to make. I mean, it's just work, but at the same time, you have to look for your passion. You have to look for what you love to do, because it's not money who can pay that. I love to do that. It's amazing when you lost something, because when you lost something, it's gonna turn to something so good that love is gonna come with love. You don't have to wait. When you put your heart and soul, it's a process. It's there. You just feel it. Even with nothing, it's there. But nothing is a lot. It's what is here and here.
and it was refreshing to see the morality and the spirit of the people never died out completely. The community displayed their resilience to stay strong and expressed it through art and creativity.
Expressing yourself with art. That's how we do it.
And in times of a depression is when you tend to see new ideas emerge. Puerto Rico was forced to get more creative in order to survive and restore its faith. The island produces original ideas, and their creative outlook contributes to society. And it would be so refreshing to see the Puerto Rican people buy back their property that's for sale to prevent private companies and businesses from taking over. But what's most important is to support each other as we continue to build a strong unity moving forward in the future together. I believe Puerto Rico will always have a reserved spot for art and creativity, even at your local beach. So the documentary is about art, right? I got 3 artists, but I'm confused whether to make it about art or to show the creation of things being made from the beginning to the end, whether it's art or like arts and crafts or like ices or something that you created from start to finish.